Hey guys, I know that, like me, you probably would go crazy if you had Amazons. Oh wait, I have Amazons. They're loud. You'd go crazy with the sound. Let's say you want to keep a peaceful home. Apparently, I didn't want to do that. Or maybe you live in an apartment and you want to know, out of my 20 plus species, which are the quietest. Stick around. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give you 3 of my quietest species in the small parrot category and 2 of my quietest species in the medium to medium large category. No, maybe I'll give you 3. Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon.com today. Also, I think I just finished my African Gray and African Cape book. So that's off to the publisher for one, or sorry, to the editor for one last time. And so hopefully that'll be available soon too. Make sure to check that out too. If you are used to seeing these 2 guys, or you know that I have these 2 species in my flock, a green cheek conure and a dusky headed conure, then maybe you are already subscribed, maybe you're a YouTube member already. And in any case, you're used to hanging out and watching. Thank you guys for watching. You know I appreciate you because that helps me in my mission. The more you like my videos, the more you comment on the videos, the more juice I get. Oh no, don't eat my earring. Then the more I'm able to support my flock and myself as I try to support anyone who watches the videos to help them create a blissful bond with their parrot so that they don't want to rehome or surrender their parrot. So let's look at what small or medium-sized parrot would be a really good quiet parrot for you to have a blissful bond with. All right, so guys, you know that I'm crazy about parrots, and if you don't know, then you just, maybe this is the first time you see my video, because I have over 20 species, and altogether, I don't know how many I've had. I've had over 30 species in the long run. Yeah, that's a lot of parrots. I love parrots. When it comes to having parrots in your home, though, it's really nice to either have an aviary, not have someone pick at your cheek, or know what parrot is the right parrot for you. Let's say you want a parrot, like me, you love parrots, but you really appreciate your peace and quiet, or maybe you're in an apartment. What's a good species? When it comes to my small species, here are the ones that I'm going to most recommend. And I'm going to actually start that with the following. The person that asked this question, which is a great logical question, they said that had they known, they wouldn't have gotten their pineapple green cheek conure. I believe Tink here, Tink number 2, she, I believe, qualifies as the pineapple green cheek conure because she is a green cheek conure and she does have the orange and reddish on her tummy, so I believe she's pineapple. She's not too loud. One of the things about green cheek conures is that, and by the way, I'm not going to put conures in the category of the 3 quietest, even though you could see, sorry, did my finger scare you? You could see that my dusky headed, who I believe is a Aratinga Wendelli, I believe that's her Latin name, she's pretty quiet. I'm pretty in love with her. If I had, I couldn't find this species. If I had found dusky-headed conures earlier, I would have more. But instead, right now, I have a lot of green cheeks. Green cheeks, the Puria family, they tend to be quieter. She's not in the Puria family. She's like an exception. And outside of the Puria family, conures tend to be loud. So no conures, no Amazons for you if you don't want loud. No macaws, no cockatoos. Cockatiels are different. Oh, cockatiels. Now I have 4 on my list, and I bet you know which one is I'm going to recommend for number 4. So still stuck in my hair. Are you okay there? Are you okay there? There you go. Green cheek conures, one thing I want you to know about them, I would list them as being quiet enough for an apartment, but they can be loud. They really can be loud. One thing that makes a difference, a happy, healthy conure with its own flock. Yes, I know you want to bond with your parrot, but don't be mistaken. I have more than one pair of green cheeks where they have a buddy. You're looking at one good buddy pair. And they love each other, but they still really like to hang out with me, as you can see. So if you have a green cheek conure and you want your green cheek conure to be quieter, one cure, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but one cure might be to get a second green cheek conure. And then check, you know, parrots, they scream for a couple of reasons, but one reason is because they're lonely. So there are other reasons. Sometimes they scream because they're parrots, and that there's no cure for that. But I find that two are happier and quieter. That's in my experience. In case you have a green cheek conure and you're like, this is a little too loud for me. Now, counting down, the fourth species I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you 5. The fifth and fourth species you already know. It's going to be a budgie and a cockatiel. 2 amazing species that I think you can find almost anywhere in the world, especially a budgie you can find like anywhere in the world. They're phenomenal. They're underrated, especially budgies. Just like amazing birds. Their sounds, if you ask me, I would say that their sounds are really nice. Now, parrots are known for being squawkers. They're not songbirds like, I don't know, a canary. They're squawkers. Let's get a euphemism for squawkers. They're noisy, obnoxious birds. There's a couple euphemisms for you. So when it comes to budgies and cockatiels, you're not going to have that. Now, the other 3 I'm going to tell you about that you may not be as familiar with. One is going to be parrotlets. If you have a pair of parrotlets, they can make some noise. They'll go squeak, squeak, or squawk, squawk, you know, but generally speaking, the smaller the parrot, the less their noise level, right? I mean, you know, my macaw, she makes a lot of noise. My parrotlets, they don't make a lot of noise. Ah! They all poop though. And since I am used to having parrots in my car, I keep napkins in the car just for this kind of thing. So, parrotlets, they're small, they're cute, they're little piranhas. I'm going to be straight up with you. I think they're, in a way, cuter than budgies and cockatiels. But I think budgies and cockatiels sound sweeter. Parrotlets come in a variety of colors, just like budgies and kind of like cockatiels. Well, I guess that would be a video comparing them, so we won't go there. So parrotlets, they're definitely, I think, going to be on your list of, oh, you know what? I got 2 parrotlets. They do keep each other company. They do like me, even though, or because I still spend time with them. I spend plenty of time with them, so they really like me too. And they're not too loud, and they don't take up too much space. Now, we're counting down to number 1. Number 4. We had budgie, we had cockatiel, we had parrotlets. Number 4, I'm going to give you, let's see, hold on. I remember number 5. I'm in the car waiting. It rained and I have to pick up my daughter from school, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make my video now because when I go home, I have to change everybody's waters. I'm just going to do parrotlets. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a species that my daughter and I just recently discovered. The species didn't recently get discovered. We discovered it. That means that in my little universe of me, they didn't exist previously. Now they do. I'm totally being funny. I'm totally making fun of myself. I'm telling you that, like, the species didn't exist because I didn't know about them, as if. My daughter found red rumps. It's really funny because one of my friends had offered me red rumps before, and I was like, you know, my vlog's really full. But my daughter was like, Mom, I earned money this summer and I want to get red rumps. I'm like, okay. So the red rumps are brand new to us. You know what? I was looking at the red rump today. I'm like, this is like a budgie. So I think you can think of a red rump as a budgie body-wise. And what I mean by that is they have the parakeet tail, because long tail means parakeet. Someone wrote to me and said, they were like, oh, someone told me, I forget what it was, like, my Senegal isn't a true parrot because it doesn't have a long tail. I'm like, there are 350 species of cetacines, or 400, depending on how they're categorized. We call parakeets the parrots with a long tail up to a certain size, because we don't call a macaw a parakeet. This is a conure parakeet because it has a long tail. So the red rump has the long tail, and it has like this kaleidoscope of colors, really, really pretty. Budgies, they have like their stripes, their zebra stripes, but they don't have a kaleidoscope of colors. And but like budgies, the red rumps are sexually dimorphic. So the red rumps are said to be whistlers, like cockatiels. We kind of have yet to find out, because the red rumps are still like, oh my God, where am I? Oh my God, I'm not gonna move so that they don't bug me. I am not here. Yes, you heard it right, Luke. These are not the androids you're looking for. I am not here. I am not the red rump you're looking for. So our red rumps, they haven't adjusted yet. So I hope I'm being funny, but anyway. All right, let's get back to it. So the red rumps, they make so far a cute little sound, and I apologize. I would include the cute little sound as soon as I get to know them a little better. I'll do a video on them, because I think that if I'm able to write another book, it's going to be the best apartment parrots, and I get the feeling the red rumps are going to be in it. So I told my husband that they're research. Yeah, right. No, seriously, my daughter wanted them. Okay, so the red rumps seem like a really, really great parrot. I'm sure they're not exactly the same size as my budgies, but they really remind me of budgies, but with a different like nose, and I feel like their eyes and their face are a little different. So far, they're fabulous, but I don't really know them too well so far. Now, the number one quietest out of my species is going to be our lineolated parakeets, or linnies. I like calling them linnies. For some reason, lineolated is a tongue twister for me. Our linnies are cute. They're adorable. And they, when they make noise, it's like, I'm going to say it's kind of like a coo. It's really cute. I feel like their sound is pleasing. It's not loud. It's not like, ouch. It's not like that at all. And I also feel like, probably out of mine, I think they are the quietest. Linnies are hard to find. They're cute. They're adorable. They aren't big biters. We find that they're interested in us. We find that they are really, really fantastic. I kind of get the feeling that the red rumps are going to be like that too. Totally fantastic. Okay, so I'm back home, and here is my linny. Now let's talk about 3 medium to medium large size parrots that are the quietest in my flock. First, I'm going to give you African grays, and I believe Timnas are going to fall in that category. I've never had a Timna, but I think they're the same as far as the noise level goes. The thing about grays is, if you listen right now to my flock, and you can hear them, it's not the grays you hear. The grays, they will make noises for sure, but their noises are quieter, and they tend to be like water gurgling, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. When my phone rings, hello, at night, night. So they talk, some, and Zeus will sing a little bit sometimes, but they're just not loud. Number 2, my Pioneus. My Pioneus, he can be loud. Sometimes when we're in the car, I think that he's like calling to see if there's other Pioneuses around, because he sees like the trees and stuff. I don't know. This is what I'm guessing he's doing. And sometimes he really is loud, and it kind of hurts my ear. He's on my shoulder and he's calling. But that's like the only time he does that. In other words, the rest of the time, my husband thinks that my Pioneus makes great sounds. It's also kind of like a little cooing. It's cute, it's sweet. Most of the time it's not bad. Any bird can make a loud, or any parrot can make a loud, obnoxious noise. Keep that in mind. But again, don't forget, the smaller, the less, problematic the sound is. So on the medium to medium large, we had African gray / Timna and Pyonis. I think that applies for all Pyonises. I'm pretty darn sure. I haven't had all Pyonis species, so I can't really say, but I'm pretty darn sure. And then the third one I'm going to give you is my Cape parrot. Now, one of my YouTube members told me that she told me about someone who got a Cape and had a problem with them being loud. They do have a call. In my video, I had called it like a Batman call. And that's because that's like the only way I could think of to describe it. It can be sort of like a high pitched, and it can be problematic, but it's really rare. Don't forget, with any species, I really recommend getting two because they tend to be happier. An unhappy parrot is going to make more of the calls that you're not going to enjoy. A parrot where you have two, you're more likely going to have a quieter parrot of that species, a quieter version, and I just find that they still bond with you. I don't think any of my parrots don't let me pick them up, don't let me engage with them, that kind of thing. Some more than others, granted, but I'm not with them 24 hours a day. So it's really good for them to have another of their own species that's with them 24 hours a day. So given that, the Cape parrots, there are times when it's like you wouldn't even know that they're there. Can they make sound? Yes. They can talk. They're not huge talkers, but they can talk, and they are male, says a couple of things. But basically, for a medium to large size parrot, they're in my flock, they are next to silent. And I say it that way because, again, I have two of them, so they're not lonely, and they're just not, If you have a parrot that's calling, like the person that said that their green cheek conure was loud, I would bet, if I was at Vegas and I had to put a wager down, I would bet that it's because there's no other green cheek conure with them. Makes all the difference. So there you have my quietest small species and my quietest, three of my quietest medium to medium large size species. And by the way, I've never had the pleasure of having a hyacinth, but I'm guessing that when it comes to large parrots, I don't think there's a quiet one. Thank you for joining me in this mostly quiet and blissful video. If you have any questions, please be sure to post below. I love seeing your questions. I love reading about your experience with your parrot. As I had said, please be sure to like and comment because that helps my juice and it helps me therefore in my mission. Or if you love the content and really appreciate it, if it's going to help you out, I would appreciate a super thanks. You can always do something like send a coffee. Next to the thumbs up, if you scroll to the right, there's the super thanks. Thank you for watching this blissful video. I hope to see you in the next one.